Hey guys, it's me, JB. This week we've been talking about kids teaching themselves, death of creativity in the classroom, and a lot more. Right now I'm gonna go over the laws and policies that affect teaching in Korea. The laws and policy that I'm going to talk about today is the Character Education Promotion Act. Um, the purpose of this act is to contribute to the development of the state and society by ensuring the dignity and value of human beings in accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of Korea, and by fostering citizens to have stable and good characters on the basis of educational philosophy pursuant to the Framework Act on Education. Um, you guys might be asking, what is the Framework Act on Education? The Framework Act on Education, the purpose of that is to provide for the rights and duties of citizens and the obligations of the state and local government on education, and prescribe an educational system and fundamental matters for its operation. This article wholly amended by Act number 8705, December 21st, 2007. And for the Character Education Promotion Act, that is Act number 15233, December 19th, 2017. So between both of these acts, there's a 10-year difference, 10 years gap between these. The historical context and current perspective of the Character Education Promotion Act, it started in 2015, so it's rather recent. It's rather recent, like 4 years recent. They made this in response to increasing levels in school violence. So school violence is just not an American thing. It's also happening here in Korea. And I would gather to take a educated guess that it's happening worldwide as well. But how we handle it is going to be the bigger issue. And this act is supposedly supposed to make behaving and obedient good students, whatever that means in the eyes of the Korean government. This act also is designed to strengthen dignity, to secure the values stated in the Korean constitutions, and to educate citizens to be better equipped in terms of their character on the basis of the Education Act, in order that they may contribute to the development of the security and the nation. So, what I'm getting from this is that the education system is now in charge and more involved in how their students or citizens act. From my reading so far, I haven't seen indication that parents must do X, Y, Z. And also at this current moment, or at the moment of the article, there is no clear notion to its effectiveness. All right, even speaking from my position now, I don't notice any big changes in my students' behavior, especially when it comes to entering the classroom, but more in particular, the foreigners class, if that makes sense. So while some of them are genuinely behaved, some of them also exhibit behavior that is not acceptable for the class. It's more disturbing, if anything. I would say a strength of this is that they're aware of an issue that could possibly extend outside their borders. So you don't want to be the country that is is on a high alert because your people or your citizens are unable to behave appropriately. Therefore, you and your country are banned from country X, Y, and Z. A weakness that I can see from this is that the government is teaching and raising the students. Also, if the parents are involved with the upbringing of their child, is it the are the teachings of the government counterintuitive to the to what parents are teaching their children at home? The law's effectiveness in general, I think it's kind of sad that the school has to take a period or a timeout to teach students how to behave. You would think that it would be taught at home, but I'm getting the impression that it's not, or the children are just genuinely rebellious. Not trying to say that kids will be kids, but they could be taught to change, and it shouldn't have to take up time out of the school day when that time could be used to figuring out how can we better teach our students or give the student proper assistance in whatever subject they need. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, I can see that it's affected some students and it shows when it comes to the class. I've noticed that some of my students are very respectful and they follow the rules that I have in place for the class. And at the same time, some students within the same class, I've noticed that it doesn't affect them as well. And also, when I say this, some students need extra attention, as in they need help, in which I am personally unable and unskilled to give. So what is going on in these classes that's supposed to create behaving and good students?